Recently, I've been playing a lot of over-the-board chess, and currently my FIDE rating sits at around 1800. I thought in the spirit of my over-the-board journey, it would be interesting to have a guest on for the difference that has an online rating the same as my over-the-board rating. In today's episode, we'll be playing Croissant, whose rating is technically 1000 ELO online, but that's only because of their YouTube challenges, and their real rating is around 1800. For reference, Croissant is 2000 in Bullet and 1900 in Blitz, so he should land somewhere around 1800 Rapid. Throughout the video, we'll swap between each player's perspective to understand their thought process on their respective turns. You'll get to see their opening ideas, middle game plans, and everything they're thinking during the game. Once the game concludes, we'll jump into a collaborative analysis to merge both players' understanding of the game, covering anything the other player missed. If you want to see both players' full POV, you guys can check out my Patreon in the description below, which is completely free until the end of the month. But for now, let's jump right into the game. Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. We're back for another episode of The Difference. This time we have Croissant on the channel, which is really cool. A YouTuber that I've actually been watching for quite some time now, probably the last 2 years. So it's cool to finally have him on the channel. He plays knight f3. I'm gonna go with just a solid response of d5.
I don't know, I'm kind of nervous. Okay, I'm with the white pieces. Okay, I'm kind of nervous here. I'm just gonna play my normal tried and true opening King's Indian attack. I used to play the Queen's Gambit a lot, but in Blitz and Bullet mostly I've been playing the King's Indian attack. Now the thing is, the system that I play works mostly in Blitz and Bullet. Rapid, I've actually kind of never played. Well, I have played it in Rapid, but okay, we're gonna go here.
Okay, he plays the King's Indian attack, which is annoying because I don't really have a decent repertoire against this. I'm gonna play knight f6 and c5, I think.
Yeah, I only play Blitz and Bullet mostly, so we're just gonna go Bing. Very simple. Then we're gonna castle. We're gonna go here, bring out the knight. Push e4.
Croissant is roughly 1800 Rapid. His Rapid rating is 1000 because of his YouTube videos. So I'm not really sure exactly what to expect in terms of opening theory and you know, planning because of that. And the only problem is, if I play c5, there's this whole thing with like d4, takes, and then you play like e5, and there's this whole kind of mess that comes up where this pawn ends up being pretty weak because of things like c4, so I'm wondering, do we just play like a reverse London and just annoy the hell out of him? You know what, I should not be taking cop-outs against when I am the favorite in a game, so let's play c5 and play some mainline stuff.
Oh no, okay, what is going on here? I think we just castle here and we're fine. I think we castle and we're fine. We could play d3 and then push for e4, move our knight out.
Castles, let's go ahead and bring our knight out, so both knights. And we are also preparing the move e5. So I think d4 really does need to come, unless he wants to play it, yeah, like a true King's Indian attack, and play d3. Which I don't mind these structures when they play e4 and we play for d4, because the bishop gets, you know, locked out. It's probably more productive to play c4 like you would in the King's Indian with the black side. I think we're just going to go for e5. It makes the most sense.
Okay, he's taking up a large percentage of the center here, which should be fine. I think I still go knight c3 and then just push e4, according to my calculations. This is probably all theory for Jack. I know he's pretty locked in with openings, or I could go knight d2 immediately. Either one seems to me is fine. Wait, because here, then I just go back, then I just reroute here and push this. Then there's en passant opportunities, or I could just go knight d2 immediately, but then he might have this move, in which case I just go back here anyways, and then if take, we take. Okay, I have two main options here. I don't know why I'm overthinking this that much. Which one is better? I don't actually know which one is better, so... Okay, I'm just going to go here, right? Because then I go here, we go bing, bing. Go here, if you have the we go here, we still have this. Alright, whatever, we're just doing this. This is a normal move. This is the move I normally play.
Even though this wasn't memorized theory on my behalf like Croissant assumed, the way I play out of openings like these is largely because of how I train my openings on ChessMind, who are also the sponsor of today's video. Most courses obsess over memorizing hundreds of opening lines, but ChessMind is built around something different, understanding positions and not just remembering moves. The goal isn't just to know theory, it's to know what to do when theory runs out. That's why the courses on ChessMind only take around an hour to complete, because the priority isn't on memorization, it's positional understanding. For just $7 per month, you can unlock over 50 courses on ChessMind, plus access to their AI coach, personalized puzzles, and training videos hosted by Chilean Grandmaster Maurizio Flores. And with the link in the description, you guys can get 20% off your purchase too. Oh, I've just realized we didn't do increments. Oh, I'm a great YouTuber. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully none of us will run out of time. Let me play bishop e7. Knight c3 is actually a slightly weird move. Do I need to... Because I could... No, I don't think I want to play this unless he plays e4. And there's no real threat of knight c3.
Okay, this is looking good. So we go here. If he takes, and then takes my queen, that would not be the best. I guess it wouldn't be too bad. He said in the chat he forgot the increment, which is fine. That is actually fine for me because we are up in time. Okay, wait. If I go here, he takes my queen. I could take with this. Then he has this move, which is a little bit annoying. Then what do we do? No, because then this pawn would be hanging. Even if he does take this pawn, we just move our rook, and we're being chilling. All right, we're doing that.
And he has made that move of e4. There is some, like, something with, like, here, and they get discoveries, but I think as we can play d4 here, and I don't think this is one of the lines that it works. It's just a little bit too slow. Yeah. Okay, well, now we kind of just have free reign to castle, I guess. I mean, there's also h6 to stop this bishop from ever getting better. This is a very common move in Benoni structures, and what we have on the board is very similar to a Benoni, just with the black pieces, or the structure is at least. And I'm very tempted. There is also, you know, you can castle, and then they play this, and then you play h3 and takes. But you would usually take with a queen there, and this bishop maybe is on d6. I'm going to play h6 just to stop the bishop from coming in, just because it feels like a thematic idea. And it also allows this bishop to have a job and come to e6, get developed. I actually learned in one of my lessons with Grandmaster Maurizio Flores that it's a very good idea to start this b5 idea and start chopping down this side of the board, because sometimes in these Benoni structures, or this triangle structures, when we've got an advancement in the center, sometimes this side of the board just gets locked up too much. You know, we've also got the flexibility to play g5 now in case he tries to wrap his knight back around.
Goes here. Probably planning to play g5 if I'm being honest. Okay. Let me think. If I was a good chess player, what would I do in this situation? Probably stick with my normal plan, which is knight e1 and then pushing f pawn. If I go knight e1, he's obviously going to go here. Then we push here. Take with a pawn. My king is wide open, but also his king's stuck in the middle of the board if we do that. So it's not the end of the world. There's also c4. I don't really know what that would do. I could go knight back here to maybe reroute it to this square. Then it will block my bishop, which I'm not enthralled about, but whatever. Let's go here. Stick with our same plan.
This feels like the wrong way to do it. This was more flexible, I feel. But he'll try to go for this now. I would imagine we don't want to play g5, because he'll probably just play f4 anyway. Takes. Probably not the nicest way to go. Maybe there's bishop g4, but then he can go here, and the bishop gets on a very depressing square. b5, I've kind of abandoned that idea now. Maybe g5 is okay, because here, and I can go like rook g8. But then maybe there's f5, and I've got the problem of this bishop. So what about g5 here? Takes. I don't think bishop takes is a problem. Let's say knight takes, and then rook. I'm very tempted to play g5. This is like a weird position, and I'm not exactly sure what it demands. g5, bishop g4, these are the two options that I'm mainly considering. Bishop e6 is just not a move. I think g5 might be the move. And the idea is, long term, we just want to play rook g8 and harass this white king over here.
I knew he was going to do that. Darn, okay. So the thing is, can I stick with my same plan? If I go here, he could push, but that would be better for me because I get a strong pawn chain. So obviously if I go here, he's going to take, probably with this pawn. Take. Then I can take with either knight or bishop. I would assume knight is stronger, because then I could reroute to here. I could go to here. Yeah, okay, let's say I retake with knights. Then what will he do? He'll probably like push this pawn. Then I have this, no. Then what do I have? I could go here. If he takes, I obviously retake. Then I'd move my other knight out. And then I could go here. Honestly, take. This does open up my king if he takes, but I think we're fine. Wait, if I go here, he does a bishop here. At some point, like let's say take. take. This takes. If he goes bishop here, I could just go knight here and we're fine too. You know what? I like it. It does open up my king, but I really don't see how he's going to form an attack.
If I was Croissant, I would probably play a passive opening, but he's really gone for it here with this opening. I mean, we've got to take. Now, my question is, I guess, what do I play? Do I play takes or do I play bishop g4? Bishop g4 feels very healthy. It's also not like this capture's going anywhere. Like, bishop g4, if he captures, this is good for us. I'm going to go bishop g4.
All of these squares are actually kind of protected. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that, but is that actually a threat because I just have f5? No. So I can either play f5 right now or I could just play knight f3. Either one seems kind of fine to me. Knight f3 though, then, you know, rook g8, then I move my king. Then we're fine. Then he's this. He could pressurize my position a lot, but then I just play f5? Am I fine? I don't know if I'm fine. I'm being too intimidated by his high rating. Okay, if I go here, then what? He's going to go rook here. You know what? I'm just going to say if he takes the f-pawn, I really want to close down the position though to not allow more pieces in. I'm going to do that actually. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, this is why we played bishop g5, because I thought that this would be annoying to let our bishop get locked out like that. So if I play knight h5, he's gonna play this. So my instinct is to play rook g8, and then if he takes, I wanted to play knight here. If he goes here, maybe I can go. Oh, that's the bishop. Rook g8 feels like the right idea, but we are dropping the pawn clean. Maybe then we go knight h7. No, that's stupid. Okay, I think we just go for it, right? Let's go for it. Let's not get too low on time. Let's allow him to grab the pawn, and we're gonna think of something.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. To be honest, I still could play this, because if he takes, I don't have to retake with the bishop. I can just take with the rook. I'm actually kind of liking the idea of knight f3, knight g3, but then he's gonna push this pawn probably into my knight. What else? What else? We could just move our king over, a very simple move, which I'm not hating the idea of. Then what? He goes knight h5. I really don't see an attack he has here.
What about knight h5 now? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, does it? Maybe there's even like a bishop f8. Is this crazy? It can reroute later. And it also kind of just defends this pawn momentarily and allows my queen to get in faster.
He's moving this back to open his queen, I believe. We can go here if he slides back. What, just this? Or I could just go with my original plan, which I do like. Wait, what? Oh, wait, this pawn was free. I didn't even see that. Oh my days, maybe I am 1,000 elo. I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of trap with the bishop thing if I ended up taking that pawn. Anyways, we're just going to go here.
Here takes. Bishop here. Here. Okay, this looks good. I see nothing wrong with this, and the idea is to immediately take and maybe play for this.
Okay, obviously this is a move. Uh-oh, yeah, now his queen's gonna come in. This is slightly problematic. I'm thinking of going here, and if he takes, we should retake. No, because then my pawn's undefended right there. We will not be doing that, in fact. What do I have? Can I trap his bishop here? If I could do this? Okay, I gotta actually calculate this. I'm only have 3 minutes on the clock. This is not good. I might actually be in time trouble. If I go here, yeah, he has queen here actually, which is, no, then I take with the knight. Okay, here, take. I could take with rook. If his queen comes in, we should have knight here. Darn, I don't have time to think about this. Wait, here, take. Our knight covers this, so there's no fork. Here, take, queen here, right? Wow, this could not be good for me. Maybe just here, to be honest, or maybe just queen over here.
Ooh, very good move. Wow, that's really nice. I didn't see that. Okay. Well, I've got queen f6, like we discussed before, but then he's got queen here. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have queen there, so let's go queen f6. The idea is to castle.
Okay, he didn't do that. I can just go here and offer the queen trade, which I'm kind of tempted to do. I will actually do that right now. Yeah, let's do that. Offer the queen trade.
Okay. Wow, I was wondering if he would slip up at all. That was a very, very solid game. He might even, I mean, I'm gonna win a pawn here, surely, but
yo, that just blunders a thing. Okay, that was not the most intellectual moment of my life, but that's okay. Wait, no. His bishop is trapped. If you really think about it.
Oh, I've got this, but no, I don't really have that. Maybe I get away with it. I think I just about get away with winning the piece. Because as my bishop is trapped, your knight is also trapped.
My knight is also trapped, so that is a problem. You can go here, force him to take with this pawn, maybe. I have only a minute on the clock. I'm actually gonna lose on time, so this is not ideal.
But no, this is a cool game. I'm really impressed with his overall strategy in this game. Let's go just rook takes.
There's this move. Yo, this is not good.
I think I just have like too many ways out, right? Oh, I've just dropped this, but it's not gonna matter.
We're gonna just go here. That pawn is now free technically, if you really think about it. Okay, never mind. Now it's not. I guess he's gonna go here next, so I kind of have to take. I assume this rook is gonna slide over soon, so I can go here. Runs into this move, so yeah, let's go. Let's do something because I'm running out of time. Why can't I move anywhere? Let's go here. He's probably gonna do this. Then oh, that traps my bishop.
I think if Croissant had some increment, he would have, really made it difficult for me. I think I'm just gonna castle, right? Actually, I could just. I also don't want to get trapped. Let's go rook h4. Okay. He sacrificed. I don't know if he meant to do that, but he sacrifices his piece. Let's go for a check.
Yeah, it's kind of over. Let's try something here.
I guess we can go for this.
I feel like I was kind of doing fine, but yeah, he's always gonna go for this move.
To find something. Let's go here. I want to go for this, and yeah, he's gonna stop it. Okay. We don't have our mate on the board yet, but we do just have an extra 2 pieces, so we should be able to mop up this win pretty easily. Let's just drop our rook all the way back. Let's try and bring the knight.
Yeah, the game's pretty much lost. I probably could resign at this point, but you know what? We're gonna continue playing anyways. Oh, he can just take here. Yeah, that knight blunder. I feel like I was kind of doing fine until that happened.
Check is interesting. There's also check here and check. I don't see a mate. Puzzle rush anyone? Does anyone see the mate? I don't see it. I can only see the forced trade of the rook. Yeah, this rook's doing too good of a job patrolling, so let's go for this check and let's do this. There's no stalemate, of course. We could style on him a little bit and make a rook.
All right, well, it's pretty much over. I could resign at this point. I don't think he's gonna stalemate me. I just have here, and that's checkmate. We'll offer a draw, just to see what happens.
And let's mop up the game. Oh, he offers a draw. Okay, you know what? Unrated game. We'll accept the draw. That's okay.
Oh, all right. I didn't think he was gonna accept the draw. Oh, someone was spectating me. He says you can do it. I in fact cannot do it. But that was a pretty good game.
So we're going to go into an analysis now with Croissant. We're going to do that on Elite Chess collaboratively. So I'll see you guys in just a second. So we've got the game between Croissant and I. We'll look at it from the black pieces from my analysis board. I also don't have my engine up because my laptop is lagging so much. But we can look through this game regardless. People like engine-less analysis anyway. You went for an opening that I wasn't expecting. I don't know what you play because you play so much ridiculous stuff on your channel that it's difficult to actually prep you. So I didn't even bother. And you play the ready. Is this what you always play?
Yeah, so since I only play Blitz and Bullet, this is the most optimal move since some people pre-move e5 and they just get a free pawn.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it's basically King's Indian attack where you do the whole system.
Yeah, it's kind of similar. That's what I used to do with the London. Even now in Bullet, I'll pre-move the London because it's just so easy. Unless someone's playing the England Gambit and you lose a bunch of pieces in your first 3 moves, it's pretty easy to pre-move. So I kind of just have this philosophy against anything like knight f3 or g3 on the first move. It's just try and force them to transpose into a d4, d5 structure. Yeah. So I go ahead with d5 and we can kind of skip through the initial setup because we did just talk about it. Have you ever played around with the idea of d4 in these kind of positions?
In this situation, is not really. Typically, I always try to go for the castling setup and then the d3 e4 line because I like when my opponent plays d4 here to like lock down the center.
Ooh, right. Okay.
Because my whole thing is like when they castle this way, then you get a strong pawn chain. You can push your f pawn, and this really strong pawn chain like helps you win the kingside attack. So typically I don't play d4.
Right. Yeah, d4 is like a little bit problematic for me even because there's like lines where this is like the main line or something along these lines. And you play knight c6 and then eventually like c4 comes and then this bishop gets really lively and it's quite difficult to play. I think you definitely have to know what you're doing with this kind of opening, but this would, you know, if you ever get bored of the King's Indian attack, this might be a good option, kind of similar structure at least. But yeah, c5, if not for d4, I'm pretty comfortable in these kind of positions, so I just bring out another knight. We've got the true King's Indian setup with the white side, and then e5 and knight c3. Knight c3 is even an interesting...
Here I was actually, in the game, I was debating for like a long time whether to go knight d2 or knight c3, but the thing is like, I prefer knight c3 a little bit because it tempts players to go for the d4, and like, let me make a thing here, like if they go d4, then I could go back, then let's say you do like a random move, I could go here, you castle, and then I get the e4 and the center's like locked down. They can en passant, but like typically people don't.
Is e4 the right move in these kind of setups? Like,
I play like a very specific system where like you kind of need the center locked down. So like I'm not too deep into the theory, but in all of my games, that's kind of what I tend to do.
I just looked at the engine slightly.
Is it not?
That position was negative like 2.
Ooh. Oh, it says negative like just 0.6. For me, I'm not sure.
It says negative 1.1.
Okay.
My engine's on like a low depth right now. I think c5 is like typically the way that you'll want to, maybe like this is like all unnecessary, but I think generally c5, and this is basing my knowledge off of what I play as against the King's Indian when I'm playing with whites. Yeah. Typically, you don't want to box in this bishop because even though you do have the potential of playing things like f4 later on, it's just, I think it's something, and maybe it's okay in these lines because the knight's already on f6 and there's no, like, same side castle attack. Like, you can't really play h4 and h5 anymore, so maybe it's fine. But generally, I always think that c5 first because it kind of does the same thing, right? It locks down the center, and it always gives you, like, the flexibility of playing e3 at certain points as well, so... I don't exactly know. Maybe people in the comments will know better than us. Because I said at the start of the video, damn, he's played like the one opening I have like no great theory for. I'm just like using principles here. So yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I did play just, you know, principled moves, bishop e2. I'm going to turn my engine off again because my laptop is lagging. But yeah, e4, and then yeah, this position. I do have the evaluation bar. Apparently d4 is not even the correct move, but this is like essentially zeros, so you've done well. Yeah, and this was such an interesting move that I wondered if it was okay. Knight d5, is this a working move?
I think I've seen this before, but yeah, I haven't tried it ever.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing when it does and doesn't work, because here, and it says like, oh, play knight d2, which you'd assume that you can just get out, you know, queen d8, but then there's knight d4, and the pawn is really loose, and it's a whole thing. Like, I guess you don't want to play d3 or d6.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, that's a complicated line, but I thought it was, I actually thought it was better for black when I did look at it, but I was very happy to see knight e2 on the board. And then I thought h6, again, this is kind of just me, because this position now is just Benoni. So if you're playing from the white side and you play with the advancement, you play for the advantage in the Benoni, you'll get to a very similar structure, and I was like, you usually play h6 in the Benoni, so I kind of just mindlessly went for it. Yeah, and then you start this reroute. I thought that maybe knight e2, it even likes knight h5 going for this hole, but I thought even this was a smart reroute.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that actually. But yeah, typically I just go always here.
I've kind of been blinded recently. I saw Fabiano Caruana. To be fair, he played knight c to d1 in the candidates, and it was such a good move. And I've just been like, my eyes have been open to these knight moves that go straight to the back rank, because I think they're like, if it's the best move in the position, that's such a cool move to play. Just like retreating your knight back to the back rank. But I think for the purposes of what you were trying to achieve in the game, it kind of worked out. What were you expecting from me in this position, like the continuation? Because obviously you want your idea.
Yeah, once you played h6, I was expecting the g5. So that's what I was expecting next.
Right.
And then you...
Because my initial thought was not even to play g5. It was just to stop this bishop from getting active.
Oh.
And then I was like, well, do I even have a choice? Like, if I don't play g5, you're just going to kind of get everything you want.
Yeah.
So I wonder, bishop d6 is fine. Just playing bishop d6, just castling, that's so insane. I mean, we can go through the line, like, castles, f5, and, like, what does black even play here? Apparently rook e8, and you're just fine. I guess, I don't know, because my worry was, like, not taking, but just if you play f5, then you're going to play g4, and then you're going to play h3.
That's what I always go for. And, like, when people allow that to happen, the engine says it's fine, but for a human to defend that attack, especially, like, quicker time controls, which is what I'm used to playing, it never happens. So when I get this, I'm, like, super happy.
I think even in Rapid, these kind of games are uncomfortable because it never lets you off easy. There's like, I've played these kind of games before, and even if you're just completely winning, like -1, you'll never get the opportunity to just make the game easy for yourself.
Yeah, no.
And then suddenly, like, everyone's on a minute and you just lose your entire advantage. So I was definitely not keen to go for something like this. And I thought g5, I sometimes just play more interesting lines for the video because I thought, you know what, if I can just not castle this game, that'll be super fun. The engine hates it. It's just equal now, so I've given up a big portion of my advantage. But yeah, now f4, and I was debating a little bit what to do here because I was like, okay, I don't care if you take, but I do care if f5 ever gets through, because then my bishop is stuck, and whilst yours is also kind of just stuck as well. This is like good for no one, right? If both bishops are stuck, of course you're defending the attack, so it's like the logical thing to do, but if my bishop just never gets out, this is like really terrible for me. So I thought, okay, I'll open up the g file first, and then I'll get my bishop out, which I would be interested to see if it's the correct move. Nope, the engine is just saying that any move is good. Again, just rook g8, just anything, okay. But yeah, I go with bishop g4. And this is like, I think we both spent a little bit of time on this position now. What are your thoughts? Like, what is the, now that you can't go for what you usually go for, because I haven't castled into it, what is your like thought process now? How do you like adapt to that?
Yeah, here I had to kind of like, usually if the king's just stuck in the center of the board, it's still pretty good for me. Here I was debating whether to just go knight f3 and like kind of undo this pin, or just kind of trap your bishop back here and make sure no other, like your queen couldn't get in or other pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, from here, it kind of just seemed a little bit scary because your rook could come over. So I was just kind of focused on the defense a little bit. But yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I was thinking this was probably where increment would have really helped.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for forgetting to. I forgot that on the last episode as well. People are going to be so mad at me. But
no, it's fine.
Yeah, it's times like this where like you get down and you're like, oh, I don't really have time to invest into a proper plan. I'm just going to have to play what feels right. And that move was f5, kind of going for the old plan of trying to box the bishop in. But, you know, the bishop, it's weird because I haven't played h5, and as long as this square is available to go back to, it's not actually the end of the world. So I was like, okay, I think I can go rook g8. And I was really struggling to see why you couldn't play bishop takes.
Oh.
Apparently you definitely can't.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, no, apparently you can, but it's -1.
In the yeah, I was actually. I saw that move a few moves later after, and I was like, wait, I can just take the pawn. And then I was like, no, this like opens up the whole rook thing over here. And I was like, wait, okay, that's probably best I didn't take it. So. Yeah,
I do wonder though. What is like? Okay, let's say the bishop takes. What is the move? Knight h5. Okay, I was thinking this. And. Wait, why does the bishop have to go back? What if just a random move? Oh, bishop g5. And I guess the force trade of the bit. Yeah, you have to take, and then my queen gets onto the g file. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. So I guess it's just like the fact that your king is so wide open, you just can't play this. And I mean, king h1 is a logical move. I thought you were gonna play that at some stage.
Yeah.
Maybe I thought you were gonna play it sooner. But then I was like, okay, my queen needs to get in at some stage, so bishop f8. This was like the way that I wanted to get my queen in. And of course you don't want my queen to get in, so knight f3, logical move. I was really hoping for something here. I saw such a cool continuation. So knight h5 was my move. Did you consider h3 at all in this position?
h3, not really. It just looked like it created too many holes in like my position. Cause like, yeah, I don't know. It just didn't look the most solid. What would happen? Like, you take the knight and then
I think it's just a forced win. I go here. There's actually rook here, which I didn't realize, but I saw this, and I'm threatening. Maybe it's not so winning. I know if here you just get checkmated.
It looks super scary.
That was kind of my plan.
Actually,
but if here I just take with the rook.
Yeah.
If here, I guess you have to like. Okay, if there's surely something I just can't. Oh, maybe there's nothing.
Computer says it's like basically even. I mean.
Really? Wow.
Like
I would have probably
basically one like -1, but
wow. Oh, -1.
It seems like you would have a crushing position here, though. I don't know.
Right, you just got to play super slowly with like. Okay, it says king d7 to connect the rooks. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I probably would have played into the position and ended up with nothing because I think the longer the game went on. And I guess this is just like what happens when you don't have increment. I was just like, my understanding of the game kind of just washed away because I somehow didn't realize that after this, the rook can take. I just didn't even calculate that. So my understanding of the game was clearly not the best. But queen e1 I thought was interesting until I saw that this is not possible. I was like, damn, this just crushes all my hopes and dreams because like, if I want to play queen f6, that's my idea, and then I can play bishop b7, then I can play castles, and then I can just slowly improve. But then I was like, oh, he has this. But you don't have that. Queen f6, queen h4, and you're pinned to your own knights. I did think that there was the possibility of trapping this bishop, because you did play rook f2, which I think was correct. And I was like, damn, all you have to do is play this, and my rook is gone. like... my bishop is gone, and I think is it an only move of?
It's actually says you have bishop d1, but I don't. That's like some advanced.
Bishop d1. I thought that there was. Oh, I guess because I'm already up the piece, right? So even if you like desperado your bishop out of the way, I'm just already up the piece, so it doesn't really matter.
And then I guess you
have. Okay,
that
makes sense.
Here and this knight can't go anywhere because like if you move back, then
yeah,
that's like some advanced.
Just like everything is everything is too crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? My episode of The Difference with I Want Checkmate, I tried to do exactly what you did by like shuffling my king over to the corner, opening up my king side. I desperately clung to a draw in that game, but it was the exact same thing, and he punished me the exact same way. So it's kind of funny that it's happened in 2 episodes. But yeah, we can kind of flick through the rest, just lifting up the rook, and then I assume that.
Here I mean there was kind of nothing. I was just playing to play, but yeah.
Yeah, just get the game over. And then we can kind of just skip to the ends. And I was actually looking for a fun checkmate here, but there wasn't any. Maybe there was, and the comments will find the fun puzzle rush mate that I missed. But I thought, okay, this is just I'm winning the rook, and there's gonna be checkmate on the next move. So a really cool game, I thought, especially in the opening. I was very impressed with the opening and how solid and how kind of. Maybe that's also down to me not being the most proficient in this specific opening, but I thought, until f4 and this whole idea with pushing for f4 was a really cool idea.
Yeah, I mean, I play this pretty much in like every single game, and I like it because it's super aggressive, and there's a lot of like lines that are you could like sack pieces and stuff, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's never really boring. I mean, that's kind of the whole appeal to like King's Indian systems is that it's hyper modern, and you'll never get a dull game really unless your opponent goes for some really really boring theory. But really cool game. Great having you on the channel there, Croissant. It was a very cool game. Let me know in the comments, by the way, you guys, who you'd like me to have on the channel next for another episode of The Difference. But yeah, very well played, Croissant. I'll leave all the links down in the description of his channel. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Croissant, feel free to say goodbye to the lovely viewers.
Yeah, goodbye. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe.
Amazing, dude. I don't tell my viewers to subscribe enough. Almost at 100K. We're only 50,000 away from 100K.
Get him to 100K. Get him to 100K.
Subscribe to Croissant as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.